Hello.
Hello.
I am not Callum,
And I'm not Nick.
despite what you have been told in previous episodes.
In our previous ranking episode. But anyway, this is
That's Eurovision, baby.
I don't know if we have that much of a witty kind of like entrance today for the country we're going to be counting
No,
down.
but honestly, you know what? We've been having a good time in Portugal, so we decided, while we're here, we may as well do.
We're in Lisbon. It's our final stop on our European tour, so we thought it's only relevant to do an episode about Portugal. Let's pan around to really show the full effect of Lisbon.
Oh.
So yes, guys. Oh, here we go. Here's the gate. Yes. Top 10 of the last 10 entries from Portugal. Stay tuned. It'll be a good one. Stop pointing.
Hello. I'm Callum.
And I'm Nick.
But you already knew that because we just came to you live from Lisboa.
past.
The past.
In Lisboa.
In Lisboa.
In Lisboa.
And this is That's Eurovision, baby. Again, because we already did our intro.
But Callum, just checking in. Very glad that you have somehow managed to make yourself Callum again, and I've managed to reclaim the title of Nick.
Yeah, I think that was our literally a bit of backstage goss for you guys. So we recorded that intro that you have probably just heard from the main square of Lisbon in Portugal. That was about 10 minutes before we ordered an Uber to get to the airport to come back home. So our very last thing we did on our European holiday was in fact record our That's Eurovision Baby opener.
Exactly. And it was also the 10th time within the space of 10 minutes that I had been offered illicit substances by a very, very lovely group of gentlemen.
Lisbon's fun like that. Yeah. And so I think maybe we were a bit more confident. We had a liquid lunch and we were feeling ready to record a little intro. So I think we remembered our names this time.
Exactly.
Which was nice.
Kicking goals.
But yes, this is sort of the end of our European tour country ranking series.
A little amuse-bouche, if you will.
So we started at France, I went to Italy, and our last stop in Europe was in Portugal. So that is where we're going to be ranking our last 10 entries from this time. Now, a bit of housekeeping with Portugal. They did not compete in 2016, which means their 2014 entry now enters this list. So we'll be ranking their songs from 2014 to 2025, with the exception of 2020, because we don't think it's fair, Nick, do we?
No.
That a performance is not performed on the stage, but is ranked equally.
Exactly, because it's not fair. It's not fair for the entry to be included in the list because it didn't get to show us its full potential on the Eurovision stage.
Absolutely.
And it's also not fair on the others because they may be being compared to a recorded version and not a live.
Totally. So with that in mind, do you want to give us just a very, very, very quick thought about the 2020 entry? What was the diva's name?
Eliza. With her song Medo de Sentir.
Apologies to the Portuguese.
Yes.
We did have a very fun time ending all our S noises with our sh. And then we just made the joke that what if every consonant was just the sh noise?
But to be fair, that's probably not actually that far removed. That's actually not that much worse than my proper pronunciation.
Medoy de Chanty.
Yeah. But yeah, thoughts and vibes. It was all right.
Yeah. Wouldn't have ranked high in the ranking.
Exactly.
Unless she blew us away with a live performance that was better than what was delivered at
Festival de Cancho. But yeah, the backing vocals weren't great. The performance itself was okay. It is not the greatest travesty in the world that this did not get to represent Portugal in their natural semi-final.
He doesn't even know where we are. And you've been to the country, and you've never been to Poland.
I don't know where you went when you were in Europe. I was everywhere.
So we will not be ranking that, but I think we need to start our ranking then with our 10th place entry. So Nick, because you have the list and I can't read, what's in number 10?
So in 10th place, I'm quite glad because we are starting the list off with the one that I'm certainly going to mispronounce and not the one that I'm likely to mispronounce. Perfect. Because our 10th place entry is the entry from 2015 by Leonor Andrade with her song Ha un mar que nos separa.
Ha umma
Yeah, I feel like I'm doing more of an Italian or a Spanish.
You default to Italian. Yeah. But anyway,
thoughts and feelings?
I did not like this song, guys.
Yeah.
I think actually, this is a good segue to go into what we normally do before our ranking, where we kind of talk about Portugal as a whole.
Yeah.
Portugal, obviously, post their win in 2017, has really been on a hot streak with some incredible entries that we're excited to talk about.
Yeah.
This song falls squarely before that era.
It sure does.
In their flop era, as you will.
So, I think the thing that I love most about Portugal is that they were entering relatively consistently, and they literally went away in 2016, and they said,
"Let us cook."
Yeah, they said, what if we just absolutely cooked into the nth dimension? And they have not sent one bad song since then. But in terms of
this is before then.
I was going to say, but this is before then. So yeah, look, this song for me, it's giving a little bit Christian mingle rock radio.
I was going to say it's Christian rock.
But I will say, I wish that we could award bonus points for sweet little shoulder shimmy, because she got a bit of gear going on.
Oh, this song is deeply forgettable.
Yeah.
It's sort of mid-tempo and holds the same tempo. There's no light and shade of the song. It's just like all the same wall of sound from start to finish.
Yeah. I think quite poor use of the stage space that was available that year.
This is slightly before an era where staging had as much currency as it does today. So a lot of the park and bark was quite common back then, which is absolutely fine.
Exactly.
I'd rather have 25 incredible park and barks than 25 Theo Evans.
Yeah. If you can't dance, don't do it.
Just because you
And that's
can
okay.
doesn't mean that you should.
Exactly. For me, I think I enjoyed this one predominantly just for all of the Aussies out there. Whatever she had going on in the stage backing was giving very much the video recorded intro of Australian Idol.
Oh my.
Circa 2003.
Are you talking about like season 1 Australian Idol opening graphics where it's like I feel like we may have
good.
Yeah, it was good harmony.
Yeah. Look,
should we represent Australia in 2026 with our song?
Why do we sound like the you remember the old THQ video game entry?
Absolutely. It was at the cinema.
Yeah.
Where they'd be like presented by THQ Sound.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Thank you so much for that. Yes, thank you so much. Get down in the comments, guys. Should we represent Australia at Eurovision?
The answer is no.
I was going to say anything other than no. I'm going to need some serious justification on.
Fuck no. Please, God, no.
I actually tuned out the second they started singing.
Yes.
But yeah, as for this song...
Well, I think the reason we took so many detours is because this song is so forgettable.
It's very detourable.
And feels like... I think it was a very different Portugal than the Portugal we see in Eurovision today. It's a Portugal that was not qualifying consistently, didn't really have an identity, didn't really know what they were doing, and this seems to be just not the antithesis. What's the opposite of antithesis? The
embodiment.
Thank you.
Welcome.
It's the embodiment of that.
Yeah. For me, I think that we'll sum this song up neatly and nicely. Nice girl, great bangs, good shoulder shimmy, shit song.
Okay.
Let's move on to our next one.
So, our next entry, 9th place, is going to 2021's entry, The Black Mamba with Love Is On My Side. Yes. I don't think this song is bad. This is... Okay, so I just want to also say... Besides 2015, I love pretty much all these other songs.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
No, they go hard.
What a palate cleanser after, sort of the issues we had with Italy, the issues we had with France. Yeah. I think that I find Portugal to be so refreshing, still so traditional in their sound, but just so much more exciting and contemporary in what they're doing.
It feels like they have such an identity, but I just feel like it's an identity that we really identify with
us. Yeah. I wouldn't say the Black Mamba nails that, but I think it's a very well performed song.
I think it is as well, but the thing is, tell me what this doesn't have that Ossia and the Makes have, or the Makes, because I feel like...
We're just calling it the Make.
Yeah. To me...
Yeah, very good point.
Canonically, these songs are quite similar.
You're so right.
But we have ranked them completely differently. And the thing is that I'm not confused about the ranking. I'm confused about what led to it. Because there's just something... Maybe it's that fedora.
Well, they wore fedoras. They wore, like, big felt hats in between.
Yeah.
That's... Okay, so... that's a very good jumping off point. If you haven't watched our Austria ranking, please watch that and then come back and you'll realize that we love I'm Yours by the Make Makes, which got nil point in 2015, which we're a little bit upset by. This song is totally a sequel song to that in so many ways, and yet it just doesn't resonate the same.
Well, I think much like a movie sequel, they tried to replicate the same formula and it came out worse.
I'm wondering if it's got to do with sometimes, if I was to give Portugal a criticism, is that there's a slight pretentiousness to some of their artists who kind of, I don't know, call pop music fast food music.
Yeah.
But maybe this was dripping a bit with that. But I don't know. It's what are your thoughts? Because I don't know.
I quite enjoy this song from time to time. And I think it's definitely like when
it's a grower. I will say, last time I watched 2021, this song grew on me substantially.
But there's just something... it's just and honestly, it could just be the fedora, but there's just something about this song that I'm just like, there's something sinister here.
Maybe it's the black and white 4:3 ratio and the sort of sense that they were really trying to go for an aesthetic as opposed to trying to like...
It felt like they were like, this song is serious, this song is art, this is performance.
But I don't know. I think it's a hard one, but to talk about the song, it's very nostalgic. It does have like quite a sort of, what would you say, like 60s quality to it. The singer's voice is very raspy, and I will say, to credit to the song, it's performed
beautifully
so well. His voice is perfect.
Yeah, it's like an impeccable, like it really flows through, but there's something.
And I want to give a shout out to Ruben, if you are watching.
Love you, Ruben.
One of our wonderful followers and friends who we were fortunate enough to catch up with in Lisbon. He was giving us some insider tea that like some of the reception to this song by the Portuguese was that this is the first song they've ever said entirely in English, and there was backlash too around the sense that why are we as the Portuguese sending like this sort of stuff? So it seems like maybe...
Because actually, even if I look at the rest of this list, I don't think that they sent another song in English.
They don't,
again.
yeah. So I think there's an interesting also perspective to take on the fact that Portugal sends proudly songs entirely in Portuguese or partly in Portuguese, and this song's entirely in English, and so it still did quite well for them. But it's interesting that maybe even the Portuguese community were like, this feels like almost like a sellout version of it. Are we heading in the wrong direction? And so maybe that subconsciously also...
It felt like this song was for LA, not for Lisbon.
Because the Make Makes obviously representing an English-speaking country, so it's all fine when they do it.
So it's all chill vibes.
We're inconsistent.
Exactly.
That's the point.
Just before jumping into the next one, Callum, I would love to do the YouTube things very briefly and do a quick...
God, he's good.
If you enjoy our videos, if you enjoy hearing us, give us a subscribe or give us a follow on Spotify. We are available on both. Get in the comments. We always love to hear back. Give us a like, but thank you for being with us.
We want more subscribers, basically. We want to build a wonderful Eurovision community. With that,
we'll give you some more content that you're subscribing for.
This is what this is why you're subscribing, because number 7, Nick. Number 8, Nick.
We have chosen to put our wildcard entry from the bottom that made it in because of no entry in 2016. We've gone with 8th place as 2014, Susie with her song Quiero Ser Tua.
Are you looking to me as if I can help your pronunciation?
I wish you could.
Quiero Ser Tua.
So... We do have admittedly, I'm surprised that this didn't make it higher because we do have an unfair bias of this song because we have performed a conga line with Dear Susie. At Eurovision on tour. Good times, good vibes.
2024. Maybe you guys are listening also participated.
Maybe you've congaed with Susie too.
It toured Europe and Australia. So we got to see a bunch of Eurovision artists perform, which was really exciting as Australians. And Susie was there, and she did start a conga to the song, and I think there is some sentiment that boosted it up at least one place.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that is as high as the conga can take you.
There's a great energy to this song. This song is it feels like it's plucked out of 2008 Eurovision.
This song feels like it was performed by Shakira at the FIFA World Cup.
Waka waka. Yeah. There's a real sense of Afro-Caribbean flair to it, which is interesting coming from a extremely white blonde woman.
A white woman.
And those hips do lie because she did not have the hip isolation to be doing the sort of salsa move she was trying to do on stage. Also, the Pan-African colors as her backdrop, very carnival, sure, but also not... I guess red and green is Portuguese colors too, and yellow. So, hey...
Take it back.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, take it back.
I don't think I am.
Yeah. Look, this song is a good fun time little diva bop. The recorded version does outpace the live version quite significantly.
Definitely.
I don't know, because the thing is, like, she could sing it. I don't know if there was
at times.
Yeah, at times. There was just some sort of disconnect between her and the backing vocalists that I think... They were just sort of like competing.
They weren't
over the top
harmonizing,
of each other.
and that sort of part where she's meant to harmonize. I don't know. Towards the end, you could tell that she was maybe running out of breath a bit in the live performance at Eurovision 2014, and it sort of shows.
Yeah, and then at the end, she just screamed. And honestly, what a camp good time!
You know, if you have been following us this year,
you know we love a song that's a bit shit.
You know that we go for naff over self-serious songs, and I think seeing Susie rank above the Black Mamba really is a representation of the That's Eurovision baby mindset.
Exactly. That is a representation of our ethos, because is Love Is On My Side objectively better performed and probably a better song?
Absolutely.
But
is it camp?
Is it camp? I don't think it is. Whereas Susie's giving it.
Susie makes me just... It's a little bit tee-hee, but tee-hee only gets you so far. You need to back up your tee-hee with a bit of substance for us to really stand you.
And you know where tee-hee doesn't get you? To the grand final, unfortunately, Susie. So we'll move into our 7th placer then.
7th place is going to... Mimi Cat with I Curaçao from 2023. Yes, Nick. I know you like the song more than I do, so please.
I would have had this song first. That's not true. I would have had this song higher. But I was tempered by Callum's Callum, so that's okay, because you know what? Sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. I fucking love this song, because to me, this is giving cell block tango. This is musical theatre. This isn't just a song, this is musical theatre. Notoriously Callum's least favourite genre of music.
Not musical theatre. People hate on me for hating musical theatre. No, I hate musical theatre music. I hate that genre. Two different things.
But
sorry, go on. Shall we reset?
No. Okay. So I actually really love this song. I think it's fun. I think it's so dynamic. I think just seeing the way that she's getting around the stage, she got fantastic vocals. It's a bit silly. It's a bit camp. It's a bit musical theatre. It's just a razzigal time. And I also love that she's called Mimi Cat. There is nothing that I dislike about this song. Do I think it is the best song that Portugal has ever produced? Categorically, no. But I really enjoy this song.
This song has grown on me since 2023. I had a lot lower in my headspace, but still probably the same ranking on like the Portugal list. Yeah, I just don't really like this genre of like,
this music is the embodiment of a bit of jazz hands.
I'm not the biggest fan of that. I love the staging of the song.
Yeah.
I love the dances.
She's giving Moulin Rouge.
The energy that the backing dancers bring to the song is incredible. This song really came alive for me on the Eurovision stage.
Because when we were listening to it before, because when we were listening to it before the event, he did not like it.
No, I was not a fan.
But now we listen to it in the car sometimes.
Sometimes,
and
when I'm in the mood.
And that's enough.
But I can absolutely say to Mimi Cat, like, this is a song of quality and it's kind of perfect for what I want out of Portugal. And it's just, I just love where Portugal is going for Eurovision.
Yeah.
And so even with songs that I don't necessarily connect with, I can still see so deeply their quality and how good they are performed live. This song is no exception. Also, shout out to Mimi Cat delivering the points the following year in 2024, where she delivered like a huge diatribe about awarding 12 points from Portugal go to the person who cracked the code, and then she just kept going. I'm like, just say Nemo.
She
Say
was
Switzerland.
She was fucking 16 layers deep in that.
She was ready to go.
And if anything, that makes me love her more, and it makes me love this song more.
Super, also brilliant online, aligned politically, share values, and that's all I want in an artist.
Yes, she's a good time gal. But shall we move on to our next one, which will be our 6th place entry?
You're the maths one.
That is not correct. 10th, 9th, 8th, 7th, 6th place entry.
So you were correct.
I was correct.
Gaslight yourself.
Yeah.
Who is it, Nick?
So for our 6th place entry, we have gone with the most recent entry from 2025. We have gone with Napa and their song Deslocado. So this song for me, I think, was actually probably one of the ones that I struggled with the most placing.
Totally.
Because this song is so fucking good. We loved this song when it came out, and while we didn't necessarily, and we expressed at the time, we didn't necessarily see it as like a Eurovision song or like a big favorite. Well, if I had a hat, I'd be eating it, because boy, were we wrong.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is everything that relates to 2025. You guys now have receipts on us that we've committed to film. So like, we can't really lie about our thoughts on what this song was and be like, oh my God, I've always loved it and always thought it would qualify.
Yeah, we can't unfortunately backtrack now because we're public figures.
Yeah, so we did not think, we thought this would be Portugal's first non-qualifier.
Yeah.
But we said at the time, it wasn't because it was a bad song. We just thought
Portugal's
that like
first
it was like in recent years.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, in recent years.
No.
Yeah, they proved us wrong yet again, because I think the appetite realizes, or the audience realizes, that quality wins. And I think Napa was a really important learning lesson for us in going, just because it doesn't sound like Eurovision doesn't mean an audience won't respect it. In fact, that's so like, back that gut that says, no, maybe the song does.
And importantly, I think, if just because it doesn't sound like Eurovision to us as well, because clearly we are not the cultural influences that we thought, or the hot button presses.
Well, and it's classic that the Eurovision fans tend to represent a small minority of the Eurovision audience, and so a lot of the analytics and dissections don't pay off because you have an audience that really responds to maybe a genre that Eurovision fans aren't listening to, and suddenly there's a disconnect. Also, the staging for the song, I still to this day think was really disappointing.
Yeah.
I really liked what they wore at the national final, and I don't like what they wore at the grand final. That's tiny though. No one really pays attention to that. But we were just putting on a playlist of all of 2025's performances the other night on YouTube. And I will say, that song really does go. Like, I got to give it its flowers. It, like a Mimi Cat, maybe it was a grower, not a shower. But the sort of 6 months on listening to it, knowing everything about it, what's going to happen in the contest, and seeing it performed at Eurovision again, I enjoyed it so immensely because I had no stakes in like what was going to happen. And
I also think that it's just like, for me, this is a song that I've almost disconnected from Eurovision entirely. It's just a song that's on the playlist.
So famous now. And should we talk about the fact that it's essentially one of the most streamed songs from Eurovision this year?
Yeah, and the fact that we were listening to it on Portuguese
public. We were listening to it in a Portuguese Uber.
Yeah, on our way to the seaside.
Azelas.
But yeah, even just listening to it in the back of an Uber, being like, and it's on what I'm presuming was their version of like Nova or B105, which are just like our
mainstream radio.
Yeah, our super common radio stations. But yeah, like just hearing that, it was kind of like honestly, we were both in the back and we were just like,
we were joking about the fact that like how many Eurovision songs are going to play in like just happenstantially in Europe, and that was the only one I actually remember. But yeah, so like, and I can see why the song feels both current but nostalgic, and it as an Australian, it does feel like the kind of surf rock that's huge. To be fair, it would be a song that released in Australia would probably do very well, and I mean that in terms of like released by an Australian band, because unfortunately the Australian audience is growing, but maybe not as in tune with the Eurovision songs as they could be. Yeah, that could be better, but I think that's enough on Napa. I will move us on to our 5th place.
You get to say this one.
we might lose followers. That's okay.
That's all right.
Because in number 5, we have Portugal's winner, the 2017 entry, Salvador Sobral with Amor pelos dois. Amor pelos dois. Look, should I start us off?
I think you should.
I'm going to say we've been very clear that we really, really like every other song on this list. This song's probably closest to how I feel about Voila from 2021 from France. I think that I can see the adoration and the love and understand it, and this song is of such quality that it's kind of impossible not to rank really high just on the back of how special it is. I also think it did create such a moment at Eurovision that I think back to how singular that it's a highlight actually of Eurovision to think about how singular that moment is on stage,
and also that it's still like the highest ranked, like the highest scoring song ever,
which Portugal should be so proud of. I also adore that basically Salvador had kind of opened the floodgates of this Portuguese renaissance at Eurovision where they just know they're nailing what they're doing from now on. I think I wish this song had a few more elements that I gravitate to, and I don't mean like girly pop. I mean like a bit of contemporary, or maybe mixing like really traditional with some modern touches. But it does feel like this song could be from like an old 1950s film, soundtracking it, and it's lovely and it's beautiful. But it's at 5 because honestly, I just prefer the other 4 songs.
I just prefer, so I guess for me, I think that I prefer the other 4 songs. I think that this song is beautiful. Do I think that, I mean, obviously this is not exactly parallel maths, but do I think by proxy of the fact that it is the highest scoring song ever, that it is the greatest Eurovision song ever?
Sure.
Not by any stretch of the imagination.
I get you.
I also do, and I will admit, I haven't followed him extensively afterwards, but I do think that he was a bit of a wanker after his win at Eurovision.
Well, do we want to talk about that? Because I think for us, that's probably one of the biggest reasons why we sort of downrank this song. His comments about fast food music, referring to sort of just pop, really go against my ethos of art. Mainly the fact that I think that it takes a lot of intelligence and craft and artistry to produce fun, to understand a pop hook, to understand how to contain energy in 3 minutes. And
because I think your music is serious does not mean that your music is better.
I think to dismantle that is something that I really don't respect. And so, when he made those comments, and I'm they didn't sit well with me.
It's just made it hard to, I think, connect with the like all the love and the adoration behind this song. I think it's just something that
overall a beautiful, like, nostalgic love song. It created such a moment at Eurovision. I put this up there with Euphoria, kind of as like the such obvious winner of the time. But I think for us, pipped at the post by 4 songs we prefer, as Portugal sort of refined their vision for what they wanted and just excited us a little bit more.
Exactly. So shall we get into that top 4?
No.
Well, thank you so much, guys, for joining us. It's been really fun. I've had a great time. That's lovely.
Bye, guys.
Thank you so much. Now that we're back, dragging us on to 4th place.
Dragging us onto 4th?
Well, apparently I'm dragging you because you wanted to get out of here.
Make it sound like 4th place is like the death knell, like Jesus.
No, I'm dragging you. I'm not dragging them.
You said dragging us.
Yeah. Dragging you by the collar.
Who's us?
Us is me and you.
Oh, I just forget about you sometimes.
Oh, so sad. 4th place, Callum, we have awarded to the wonderful Claudia Pasquale with her song Obrigado. That one, at least, I'm relatively confident in my pronunciation.
I hope so.
But even then, there's probably room for improvement. Obrigado. God, what a beautiful song.
Love this song so much. Got paid crumbs in 2018.
Love you, pink hair diva.
Portugal's the host nation is sort of doomed to kind of like score badly with their song.
Especially after, again, like not to keep harping on it, but again, after scoring the highest
Salvador came in and basically was just like fucked it all up.
So like Salvador basically came in with his vacuum cleaner and said, I'm going to suck up every point for Portugal across 2 years.
He sucked. Yeah, absolutely.
what a hauntingly beautiful song, and I think an incredible performance as well. Like, just seeing her like sobbing towards the end.
It's a gorgeous song.
Yeah.
I love her voice. It reminds me, actually, if you want a 2025 comparison of Zoe Me
Yeah,
and
okay.
Voyage,
Yeah.
a slightly more subdued version.
I get you.
It reminds me of the XX.
Yeah.
I love when the drum machine comes in the last kind of part of the song. It's all amazing. The one thing I will say is it was a very quiet moment.
Yeah.
With very minimal staging.
Yeah.
And I think that Portugal can maybe, and has learned in future years, so I can't give them advice from like 7 years ago.
Yeah, no, you should start prescribing advice to them from 7 years ago and be like,
2018 is what you need to learn.
Can't wait to see what you do in 2019.
But maybe
girls.
the minimalism of Salvador, because famously 2018 staging didn't contain LEDs because they wanted to have the contest all about the purity of the music. And so... yeah, and so I'm guessing the Portuguese act was like, let's really strip it down.
Yeah.
And I think that probably worked against the song a little bit. I think this song with some really cunty LEDs, but really minimal, would have done wonders for it.
I agree.
Because, it was a very quiet moment, but maybe not as singular as Salvador was. And a bit more of a... oh, she's a bit dead, that audience, isn't she?
Yeah, but I like for the song though. I think that this is such a beautiful song.
I love this song.
It was quite a good performance. I just wanted a tiny little bit more from the staging, but honestly,
the recorded version of this song, I think, is so beautiful and perfect, and I would say that it just slightly lacked a little bit on stage.
I also think that this is probably the perfect embodiment of what you were talking about earlier, of like having that sort of traditional beautiful vocal, but also having that sort of like more modern twist and element to it.
I will rant till the day I die about, for me, what will win me over with a Eurovision song is being able to encapsulate your country's culture and traditions. We haven't spoken about like fado music in Portugal, which we're experts on now. We went to a fado show.
Exactly, we went to a
Lisbon.
fado and it was really, really cool, guys. You should definitely go.
Really expensive.
Yeah, it was really expensive, but it was really good.
But I think like they play into like their history whilst also referencing, they're not afraid of a drum pad, they're not afraid of a synth, they're not afraid of
referencing or not referencing.
They're not afraid of a bit of hip hop influence, they're not afraid of a bit of, and I think that is why I just really, really love Portugal. In contrast to the criticisms we leveled to Italy, I think that's kind of where my headspace will always be, where I think for me, I just am so interested in maybe more electronic production. But again, Au Jardim, not an electronic song. We're just talking about like a drum pad at the end of a song, but that makes all the difference.
I still think that that's like it's like a modern electronic production, because I think the XX is probably like the perfect comparison
minimalist,
for this song.
whispery, but electronic.
But yeah, I think just an incredible song and an incredible performance, and one that's kind of like stuck around with us for a while that we still regularly listen to.
I think it's a song that's such like it hasn't aged at all, and
if they sent it next year. Like, I still think that it would be an excellent entry.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, I will start us off with our bronze medalist. It is going to 2024 Yolanda with Grito.
Grito.
Trying to learn the O sound at the end of Portuguese where it's like an oi or something.
This song is so good.
Portugal has a really weird effect on me where when they select their songs, I think because of all the hype and adrenaline, and it tends to be in the midst of Eurovision season, so you've already got some favorites, you're excited about what's coming next, that the muted tones of Portugal tend to go very forgotten by me until the stage, until literally Eurovision. And I'll always say like, oh, Portugal's somewhere in the middle, lower middle, upper middle, like middle. And then it gets performed on stage, and it's sort of like it's like the THQ in the cinema. I'm just like the wind in my hair and everything.
Oh, he's in that 8D. He's in the Shrek where they're like spraying the water.
I can touch the sounds of the song. And I think this is probably, of all the songs on this list, the best example of like not thinking too much about it before Eurovision, and then sitting down and watching that semi-final that she was in, and just enchanted and have loved it ever since.
I tell you what, if we ever did a episode of things that we've changed our mind on,
biggest Eurovision growers.
Exactly. Like, I think this
we
probably
should do that. Actually,
yeah, we should.
Writing it down.
Yeah, but if we did it for 2024, this would probably be the top of the list for me.
Oh, absolutely.
Of songs that I went into with, I guess, not that I was dismissing, but just that I was like, okay, yeah, cool. This will be
It's
like
under the radar.
Yeah, I see this finishing somewhere 10 to 20 in the grand final, but I see it qualifying. This is that song for me, but I think for Portugal, for me, like seeing the full package come together, just the way that they managed to bring the performance together, and
some of my favorite staging of all time.
Yeah.
Her use of stark white.
Yeah.
Because I love the Malmö 2024 stage. Her use of those floating boxes to create these stark white scenes, and the dancers creating these kind of vignettes, I think is incredible and perfectly complements the song.
And her voice.
Her voice is
just incredible.
And some of the strongest vocals that year too.
And again, just the way that this song, it's not just soft and gentle, it like builds into a climax, and then it
feels like a Fado song at first, and then suddenly you get these kind of like drums coming in, and they never overwhelm the song. They're really subtle, and it's that marriage of like old and new. I think when I think of Portugal marrying old and new, I'd kind of go to this song and another song we haven't spoken about yet as like the perfect examples of this. Like, I just want to also take another moment to talk about how incredible those vocals are.
Oh my god, she was like,
oh my god,
yeah, for me, like, it would probably have to be one of the vocals of the night. Like,
oh, absolutely.
Other than maybe like a Nemo, for example.
Colleen, we will rave, vocalist of the night, and I stand by that.
And you are standing alone.
Vienna 2026, baby. What?
Well,
she's going to perform. She's better.
I mean, to be fair, that's true.
Yeah. Did you think I was making a joke?
Yeah, no, to be fair.
Turns out.
I thought that you were making a Vienna.
Guess who's not performing at the grand final next year? Yolanda. Guess who will be? We will rave.
Guess who performed at the grand final this year?
Shit, he got me, gal.
Yeah, that's right.
She did.
She beat Colleen by 1 year. She was amazing. Anyway, this song, incredible. And also, she seems like genuinely the most delightful person.
Love everything about her.
Yeah.
That whole dynamic of Marina, Yolanda, Sylvester, Nemo, Bambi, like that to me
gang
is like, I want to be friends with all of them.
Oh, yeah. But speaking of people that you want to be friends with.
Yeah, well, it's our top two.
Yeah.
By revealing number 2, we will reveal the winner.
Yeah.
Number 2, Conan Osiris, 2019 with Telemovej. Holy fucking shit! We've spoken about this song before, and
we will talk about it again.
Rob Divas, but I have not finished my dissertation on how much I love this song.
What I'm going to do, guys, I'm just going to go for a quick drink break here, and I'm just going to let
a little Stiggy break. Where do I start? It's so exciting, this song. It's traditional, but it's a bit weird. And that chorus hits, and you're like, what the hell am I listening to? And the dancing's weird, and I love all of it. And it's like FKA Twigs, but it's also like, I don't know, Fado music. I'm going to compare. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I probably could learn a bit more about Portuguese folk traditions,
like,
because I wouldn't say it's that far. I would say the verses are a little bit, the way he's wailing over is very like heartbreaky sort of.
Is it a little bit problematic that our only touch point of Portuguese culture is that one Fado dinner that we went to?
Well, no. I feel like we know a little bit more about Fado music than that.
Like, you have dinner during it?
No, not all Fado. I remember watching a documentary about Lisbon quite a few years ago where they went to a Fado night, an evening, and I was like, I want to do that.
Was Conan Osiris there?
He was.
Yeah, but you know where else he was?
He was at Eurovision.
He sure was.
This song is kind of, I love a bit weird production. Like Zari from Marina Sati was my 2024 winner. I like songs that push the boundary a little bit and sort of feel like they're melding genres in ways that we haven't really heard. This song was doing that. Robbed.
For me, I think this song feels like really the start of that where Portugal really found its identity in terms of that blending of like the modern and the traditional together in really exceptionally cool ways, because I think they started it with Au Jardim the year before, but I think this is the year that, I mean, apparently not according to the wider Eurovision voting community, but this is where I think that they really found the ground on that perfect sort of blending.
I'm going to say this, and it's not against the song because I fucking love this song. I don't think this song is aiming to blend. I think this song is aiming to clash the two together.
Yeah.
I think Au Jardim or Grito or other songs, haven't discussed yet, do a better job of blending the two because they sound like one song.
Yeah.
This song's strength for me and weakness for the general voting public is that it is not trying to blend, it is trying to collision the two, and it's jilty and messy and like weird.
Yeah, but
and I love
intentionally.
that, but very intentional.
Yeah.
We also talked in the same video, go back and watch Robbed Eurovision. We also talked about Icebreaker by Agneta, Norway 2016. 2 songs, quite literally just doing this. That's not, to me, complimentary. It's just cool. I just find it very, very cool. And I think this song is just...
He loves a bit of conflict.
It's a cool experiment.
Yeah.
That did not work for Eurovision, but for me, as a listener, like, excites me and is just so cool. And I love everything about this song. I literally have no criticisms of it other than... I agree that the national final performance was stronger than the Eurovision performance.
And if nothing else, great beard, great hair.
Yeah. Great dancing.
Great dancing. Love your dancing.
But that's my rant. So I'll give you the microphone for number 1.
If you haven't been able to guess so far, our number 1 entry and our favourite song from Portugal in the last 10-ish years goes to 2022's entry, Maro, with her song Saudade, Saudade. Me and the girls going out for a clapping circle when?
Give each other the clap.
No, a clapping circle, not a clap circle. That's different. That's bad. We don't want that.
A cucking circle.
Okay. That's
how you get the clap.
That's how you get the clap. Okay, it all comes together. This song is up there with my favorite Eurovision songs of all time.
It's true.
This song is one that I can listen to endlessly on repeat. I think the performance that was brought to the stage was beautiful and moving and made you want to be a part of it. In the same way that you have no criticisms for Conan Osiris, I have absolutely no criticisms for this.
To be fair, I have no criticisms for this song too.
I think it's bold.
I willfully give the song number 1. I just want everyone to know that.
It's bold in the parts where it needs to be bold, but it's subdued because Mara has like generally quite a soft voice. But I think just like the group of them all singing together,
those harmonies.
And honestly, if Soldi taught me anything, it's I fucking love a little clap along at Eurovision, and this gave you the ultimate sustained clap along.
Not to tread ground, but it's that complementariness of folk, acoustic, the claps, the harmonies, but then this like production element just subtly underneath that ties it all together. I also have no criticisms for this song. I also think the song's beautiful. I think the reason I also agree as it's the democratic number 1 is because I think that it's like I like it so much too. Conan's probably my subjective number 1. But I feel like this being number 1 represents both of us really nicely because I fucking love this song. This
song is incredible. And like Mara's work outside of this as well is incredible. Like she's an incredible artist. And
there's very little to say. Like the staging at Eurovision, she was one of the few artists who I feel like really used. 2022 stage was a mess. But the waterfall that was cascading off, I think she was one of the few artists who actually... It felt like she was one with the water and that giant malfunctioning sun thing wasn't really a problem for her performance.
Exactly, because it was so, I think, like delicate but strong but intimate and all together.
Yeah, she made it feel intimate. You could hear a pin drop in that audience.
Or you could hear a clap.
You could hear a clap. I just think this song is absolutely beautiful. And I agree, like... I think I can see so much why it's one of your all-time favorites.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it misses out on an all-time Mount Rushmore spot for me, but it's not to say that this song isn't some of the most beautiful and exciting Eurovision music in the 2020s. And again, it's just another statement to, like, Portugal doesn't miss.
Portugal came to fucking play. Like, I am so excited to see what we get from them, even in the next couple of years as well. Because I guess to wrap up, they have just been like. They are probably one of the strongest countries, and I think that when we did our one of our previous videos of countries that we're watching for a win, I think we did leave them off purely because they had won so recently.
I think there's a number of countries, so we made an effort in that video to leave off countries who had recent memory wins, like the Netherlands, and Portugal.
Again, it's kind of this, like, probably not to the same degree, but it's the same reason that we left off Ukraine and Sweden.
Of course,
it's just
to a lesser degree, but yes, I think we were just talking about countries that hadn't won since like the 2000s. Could they pull off something again? Portugal would easily win next year. Easily. Like, I think they're definitely always in contention because their music is that good. Because I think we got some criticism in our Italy ranking for people saying that, hey, Italy cares far more about Sanremo than Eurovision.
Yeah, which is objectively true.
It's true. Like, we don't disagree with that. Like, it was kind of, we didn't articulate it well enough, but that was very much in our headspace. But it feels like Portugal cares about making songs in their lane. And I think they back it up on the Eurovision stage in a way that I don't think Italy's quite figured it out in the same way.
I completely agree. I think that the thing that I love most about Portugal is that they're making songs that they want to listen to in Portugal, and they're making songs that feel important to them, but I think that they're still putting that additional effort into Eurovision and rocking up with a Eurovision ready song from Festival.
Absolutely. I mean, Napo, the best example of like taking and what we all said was a non-Eurovision song and making it a Eurovision song. Like,
but that brings us to the end of our Portugal top 10.
Obrigado.
We would like to say obrigado for joining us, and thank you so much. As always, if you haven't yet, please subscribe. We love building our little community here, and we are always looking for more people to join. If you haven't already, please give this video a like, share it with someone that you know, and get in the comments as well. What's your top 10 for Portugal? Because we love seeing how different everyone's opinions are.
And you're wrong if you disagree.
But I think that brings us neatly to the end.
Yes, thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll be back next week with another wild episode of Eurovision filler.
But we're out here having a go.
And hopefully the next season, the new Eurovision season, picks up very soon. Montenegro, Albania, come on.
Montenegro, please come save us from this content. Please give us some relief from this eternal hellscape in which we find ourselves.
Anyway.
But for now, thank you for joining us, guys. We'll see you for the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.